couple of people asked some really good questions about the last video. I'm going to respond to those and bring up some other concepts as well. First, did the way I played in the last video contradict any of the rules that I've been talking about for a long time? The main thing here is that they're not rules, they're tactics and strategies which you can apply depending on the situation. Whatever decision you make, you have to take a lot of different things into account, and then you've got to decide from a huge list of possibilities what to do next. And then you need to be flexible and change your plan, abort, retreat, once things happen which you didn't predict. Usually my only rule is don't die. And then I give myself an objective like looting a town or killing someone who's shot at me, looking for players who are actively hunting other players, and then I go about trying to achieve those objectives without dying. At the end of the last video, my objective was to kill that player, and I managed to do it, but I did it with a shot that was probably 50-50. I mean, I'm pretty good at that kind of shot, but it was still really hard. It was probably less likely than that, especially when you're alone and you've got a couple of guns, one with a low rate of fire, but a good caliber, and one with a really low caliber, but a pretty mediocre rate of fire. The first shot really needs to count, and you have to do at least a lot of damage or take them out. And I was working toward the best case scenario, which was get a great position, catch them sitting still, take one shot, get the kill. But I couldn't quite make that happen. I had to keep working, and I was trying again and again for about 15 minutes. It was because he was leaving the area that I decided to take the shot. I did not have the shot that I wanted, but it was my last chance. And if it failed, I was still safe. I would have time to get down. If my only rule is to not die, and it's acceptable to me to fail to get the kill, then it's okay to take it. On the other hand, while he was much closer at that wall and I was still on top of the building, the only time I would take that shot is if I was at least 95% sure that it was going to work. And that's because if it doesn't, then I possibly can't escape and I'm stuck on that roof. And by the way, before I went up there, I checked the hills up, behind and above those buildings, and then I checked that there was no one else on those roofs. The big plus with climbing on top of buildings, it's a lot easier to find your targets. It's also a lot easier for people to spot you, and if they do that, it's slow to get down and you're practically cornered. The other thing is, if I wasn't alone, I had a friend or two with me, I wouldn't be so precious about that first shot. I just want to make sure we set up in a couple of different positions before we re-engaged him in any way. I was also a little more prepared to be a lot more patient, as the previous encounter I screwed up a few things. And I just want to say I've got some of the best subscribers, so level-headed, and when you don't like something you just give constructive criticism. There's no go kill yourself, die in a fire, your channel's shit now. It's just really sensible, useful feedback. I appreciate it very much. Thanks.